Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Oh, I thought you would never ask. It is Thursday. It is August the 11th. Today is Global Kinetic Sand Day. That's nice. National Presidential Joke Day. So if you got a joke that's a presidential joke, today is the day to tell it. National Raspberry Bomb Day. I don't know what that is. Oh, National Raspberry Bombay Day. I think that's a dessert, isn't it? I've heard of that.
It sounds
I bet
like
it's
a dessert. I don't believe
And
I've
National
ever had it.
Sons and Daughters Day. So if you've got a son or a daughter, or if you are a son or a daughter, today's the day to celebrate. So that should cover everybody. And it's a Thursday, which means we do have a Dear John letter to get to. And our Dear John letter today is a lady is now working for a guy who her husband used to pick on. So her husband was a bully, and now she's working for this kid that he picked on. So it's quite the mess. You can chime in with advice if you'd like, and you can find that letter and everything at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A study found that the pandemic allowed teens to sleep more, reducing COVID-related stress. McGill University researchers, easy for me to say, McGill University researchers started looking into the sleep patterns of 62 students at a Montreal high school back in early 2020. In the middle of the study, the pandemic hit, and the online or hybrid learning emerged, along with a completely different schedule. That meant the scientists were able to study the difference between the sleep that the teens had before the pandemic and then the second half of the study during it, with no commute, a later start time, no extracurricular activities. Teens were suddenly on the sleep schedule that their body naturally needed. The team found that teenagers became generally more alert and less stressed, which helped them better navigate the pandemic. So they're saying, if we all just get to sleep more often.
Oh, that was such a blessing, wasn't it?
Sounds like a good thing to me. I'd take a nap right now. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by radiotravelgroup.com. Heidi, did you know it pays to tweet? A new study says executives who self-promote regularly on Twitter are more likely to receive job offers with high salaries, more so than those who do not promote their brand online.
Okay.
The research carried out by McCombs School of Business at the University of Texas, Austin, determined that executives who promote their expertise and qualifications on Twitter are you ready for this? 32% more likely to attract higher paying job offers after interviews. The flip side, poorly written tweets can backfire on executives if hiring managers don't like what they see. So what they're saying is if you're going to tweet smartly. Don't tweet dumbly, if that makes sense. Could I put that on a shirt?
It does not.
Maybe I should tweet that. You think?
Please do.
Uh-huh. All right, there you go. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. Kevin Smith is buying a movie theater. It is the one that made him fall in love with filmmaking.
This is super cool.
It is cool.
I love this.
52-year-old Smith, a New Jersey native, is purchasing a place called the Atlantic Movie House in Atlantic Highlands. That's where his father brought him as a child, allowing him to cut school once in a while even.
Wow.
He announced the news on Instagram. I think this is really, really neat. So that's the first. It's a 250-seat theater. So there's more information on that in the show notes. But then I got to skip to this because guess what the next story is? Kevin Smith 2 stories in a row, really, has spoken out against Warner Brothers' axing of Batgirl. During the latest episode of his Hollywood Babble On YouTube show, the filmmaker called it an incredibly bad look for the studio to drop the comic book tentpole, which was to be headlined by a Latina actress, especially when Warner Brothers is still moving forward with the release of The Flash. So he's going, this doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't have done what you did. So anyway, good news from him and bad news from him. It's all in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. If you've got a road trip or 2 planned before the end of the summer, here's a little piece of advice. I like this advice, by the way. Ditch the GPS. That's the advice.
And just see where you end up.
Well, a memory expert in Montreal says she found an association between habitual use of GPS and spatial memory deterioration. So Veronica Bohat, a scientist at Douglas Research Center and a professor of psychiatry at McGill University, says her research shows that degradation of spatial memory is correlated to the frequency of GPS use.
Okay.
Because you don't have to think.
Well, yeah.
It just tells you what to do. I've seen people where they drive into a lake.
Yeah, because they're not
it
thinking
said,
at all.
Turn left, and they're like, okay,
Yeah.
and they drive right into a lake. So just be careful out there. Sometimes GPS can be wrong, you know. We recently had GPS send us on a wild goose chase because there was road construction.
Yeah.
And it kept trying to take us
did
back
not know,
where
yeah.
the road was closed. And I'm like, I can't go that way.
Yeah.
So back to the story. According to this scientist, the hippocampus, which is part of the brain where hippos go to school. Just kidding. That's not really a hippocampus. It's a part of the brain involved in spatial memory. It's also involved in other types of memory and learning and emotional behavior. That means people who have better spatial memory have better cognition and less risk of Alzheimer's disease. So they're saying by doing stuff like this, you can actually help your brain. She says humans have their own built-in GPS-like capabilities, and using it is good for our brain. While it may seem impractical to swear off using GPS on a road trip, she says turn it off and try to find your own way home after reaching your destination, or looking at the route before leaving to determine if you're comfortable trying to find your own way. Here's the good news. You can always turn it back on.
Right. If you get lost, you can turn it back on.
Here's the thing I do. I sometimes take a wrong turn on purpose just to check out a different part of town that I've never been in. And it's really cool because I'm seeing new things. I'm learning new things. And I don't know. It's just kind of a neat thing.
I did read a study. You should take a different way home every time you come home.
Oh, I do that too because, trying to get away from the paparazzi. Just kidding.
Trying to keep them on their toes.
There's no paparazzi after us. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John, dear John.
All right, I got a Dear John letter over here. I'm excited to see what Heidi has to say about this. I've got an idea of what I would do, but I got a feeling Heidi's idea is going to be more colorful. All right, here we go. Dear John, we recently moved to my husband's hometown. His parents are getting older, and we'll be caring for them. I started a new job, and I found out that my husband used to be a bully in school, and my manager was one of the kids he picked on. I feel like I'm now being punished for stuff my husband did back when he was a dumb young kid. I asked my husband about it. He said, yeah, I kind of feel bad for my actions back in high school.
Kinda.
I asked him to apologize to my manager. He said that it would be pointless, and it might even cause more problems for me at work. He suggested I just find a different job. What do you think? Should I just move on? Is it too much to ask my husband to apologize to the man he picked on as a kid? He said he felt bad about it. Why wouldn't he say that to him? I think it would make a big difference for my manager. What do you think? Signed, Stuck in the Middle. What do you think, Heidi? Was it weird for her to ask her husband to apologize for something that happened decades ago?
Yeah, because he's
Really?
a grown man. If he wanted to apologize, he would apologize on his own. A forced apology is no apology at all.
But here's the thing. I don't know that it would be a forced apology because he did say, yeah, you know what, I do feel bad.
Yeah,
about
but he
that.
also said he doesn't want to apologize.
But see, I disagree. I think what he doesn't want is he doesn't want the awkwardness. And I'll tell
how
you,
awkward would it be for her boss?
I know it probably would be, but you know what? I can tell you this. I'm not going to say any names, but I know somebody who was a bully in my high school, and I know a kid that he used to pick on. And the bully recently had some health issues, and he actually reached out to this kid, and I know both of them, but he reached out to him, and he apologized to him because he kind of had his life flash before his eyes a little bit, and he realized, man, in life there are, so many things we take for granted, but he said it was one of the nicest things that ever happened to him. And I was hearing this from the bully, or not from the bully, but from the kid that was bullied. And he just said it was really nice because he said, here we are now in our mid-40s, and this stuff is so far behind us. And he said, it's not a big deal. And he goes, no, it was a big deal. And he said, I really feel bad for doing the things that I did to you. And he said, I don't even know why I did it. It makes no sense to me. And he said he truly felt bad for doing that. And the bully felt better for getting that off his chest. And the kid that got picked on felt better. It didn't change what happened, all those years ago. But at least he felt good knowing, you know what? I'm glad to hear him say I'm sorry,
I think what she should be saying instead is, would you allow my boss to kick you in the nuts 4 or 5 times?
You're trying to kill me over here.
I think it'll make him feel better.
Oh, man. I got a little chest cold here, and Heidi's trying to kill me. That's what's going on right now. No, that's not what she should be asking. I don't think that's the right answer. But I would love to hear what other people think. Here's the thing. I wonder if it is making her think twice about her husband. How would you feel if you found out that I was a bully and I was really mean to a whole lot of people, and then now, all these years later...
I would be completely shocked because I know you.
Yeah, it would be kind of shocking. It would be kind of interesting, though, wouldn't it? Tables have turned. Look, what if I found out you were a bully? That
Kind of was.
I was going to say, this is why you're going on. You don't need to apologize at all.
No, I was not a bully,
I hope
actually. I was a
not.
very sensitive
I
kid.
sure hope not. If Heidi ever picked on you, you can reach out to me. We'll talk about it. But no, I honestly think that it would be really good for everybody involved in this. If he really truly did feel bad about it, why not just say, you know what, it doesn't need to be a big thing, but I would like to stop by and meet him and say, you know what, I'm really sorry for some of the dumb things I did as a kid. I was at a class reunion one time, just as a DJ at the class reunion, and I saw that very thing happen. Somebody apologized to somebody for all the things, and he shook his hand. He goes, it means a lot that you said that to me. He goes, it doesn't take back what you did, but it means a lot that you said that to me. I think a lot of things could be solved by him saying, you know what, I'm really sorry for all the dumb things I did. So that's my opinion.
You know what I think would solve it, but...
Yeah, I know you. I don't think that would solve it. That would just cause more problems. And I think that may be what the guy's afraid of, that he's going to have some confrontation. But again, that's my advice. You can chime in with your advice if you'd like at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
When the mummy of Ramses II was sent to France in the mid-1970s, it was issued a passport. On the passport, they had his occupation listed as king deceased.
Oh.
Yeah, but they had to
That's
have a
weird.
passport because from country to country. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
NBA star Shaquille O'Neal only made how many three-point shots in the 19 years he was in the NBA?
I don't believe he made any.
He made one. One three-point shot in the entire 19 years. That is crazy. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Researchers in the field of interruption science have found that it takes an average of 25 minutes to recover from a phone call. So if you're working on something and you get interrupted, it takes you 25 minutes to get back on track.
Okay.
Not me. It takes me at least 2 days.
I was going to say, it takes you 2 days to get off the phone call.
That's funny right there. And it's probably a little bit true. One final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Manhole covers are round so they can't fall into the opening. That's why they make them round. There you go. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by mintervention.com. Here's a question, Heidi. In New Zealand, which animal outnumbers people by a ratio of 6 to 1? Which animal?
In New Zealand?
In New Zealand, outnumbers people
The
by
koala?
No. What? No. Sheep.
Oh.
Sheep outnumber people 6 to 1
Do they
in
have
New
the
Zealand.
koala in New Zealand?
Not that many koala. Thanks for asking.
How am I supposed to know that?
I don't know. I suppose that maybe they need to have a census of the koala and the sheep. There you go. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of mintervention.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. Britney Spears has hit back after Kevin Federline revealed that his sons, with the pop star, have not seen their mother for months. In an interview, Federline claimed the teen sons, Sean and Jaden, have decided they didn't want to see their mother or attend her recent wedding. And apparently they were embarrassed by her revealing Instagram posts.
Yeah, that would be tough as a kid to
Brittany
see those things.
Called the comments hurtful, saying, "It saddens me to hear that my ex-husband has decided to discuss the relationship between me and my children. It concerns me that the fact that the reason is based on my Instagram, and it was long before Instagram. I gave them everything. My mother told me you should give them to their dad. I'm sharing this because I can. Have a good day, folks." That's literally her message. There's some weird stuff going on there.
I don't blame them for being embarrassed by those posts.
Those who are close to Britney, I just hope that there are people there for her because I see a lot of actions right now that I'm very concerned about. And again, I don't know her at all. It's none of my business, but I follow her on Instagram. I don't know why. And I'll see a photo. I'm like, next, moving on. Like that, what are you doing, lady? I just don't get it. But there you go. Some folks apparently like that. Weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. Time now for the list. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. A former housekeeper at a 4-star hotel has a list of things you should never touch ever when staying at a hotel. I don't know if I even want to read this.
Right.
I've seen some things. I've seen some horror stories, they say. For starters, when you stay at a hotel, never use the coffee pot or any of the glassware. Why? Usually the housekeeper just rinses them in the bathroom sink and dries them off with the same rag they use to clean the rest of the room.
Yuck.
Other things to avoid, according to the video that's been viewed over 500,000 times, the ice bucket. Or some people do use it for a water dish for their pets. Others use it for even worse, bedside, we'll say. The bedspread, they only wash that like once a year unless somebody pukes on it or worse. So I don't know. There's a whole lot of people that are talking about this list saying some of the stuff is right, some of it's wrong. If you want to chime in, if you want to see it, I've got a link to the actual list in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. Comes your way courtesy of insurancechicken.com. Quote today from Oscar Wilde says, "The best way to appreciate your job is to imagine yourself without one." Oh, yeah. That's a good way to appreciate your job. Yeah. I just imagine myself without a job. That's why I wasn't saying anything. All right. I should probably get back to work, though. Quote of the day comes your way courtesy of insurancechicken.com. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. I love this story. Douglas Robert and Tamara Munsi were ready for their big wedding day. But it was also the day that Tamara would find out there's somebody else. As the blushing bride arrived at the church in Brazil, she noticed a wedding crasher had come. Beautiful blonde, mingling gently with the guests. Did I mention it was a dog? The ceremony eventually commenced, the dog sitting down by the doorway to watch as if he knew what was happening. As the newly married couple headed for the exit, guess what? The dog said, "Hey, I'm coming with." He was pretty excited. As the bride put it, when he greeted us at the end, he asked, "Take me home." That's kind of what his eyes were saying anyway. They decided in that moment to make their happily ever after fit for 3. They adopted the scrawny pooch and named it Briara Camelo. Briar's scars suggest that his road to the church have probably not been an easy one. But that's all behind him now. Mosey says, the loving pooch gives us hope. I love that.
Aww.
Isn't that neat? Makes you wonder why this dog was at that church. But, you know, in the grand scheme
I saw
of
the
things,
pictures of this actually online.
Have you?
Yeah, the little dog sitting right by the bride.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like it when Heidi sees the stuff. And then she's like more interested. Because half the time I read this, Heidi's over there taking a nap.
I'm like, uh-huh.
Oh, whatever. So is it a cute puppy? Because I got the story.
It's a bigger,
I don't have the picture here.
It's a bigger dog.
All right. Well, I have to. Now I
But
got.
yeah, very cute dog. Very
now
sweet dog.
I have to look it up. They sent me the script without any pictures. So good thing I have the internet. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.